Hello and welcome back for another video. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a new design with beads and partial knitting. I have made a tutorial in the past where you can learn the basics of adding beads into your knitting that I recommend you watch before watching this video. There will be a link for that video in the description box. If you would like to have access to some extra content and also support my channel, join me on Patreon at patreon.com/knitology101. Patrons are able to download charts and written instructions for techniques from my videos. This is something new, but I'm working towards offering written instructions for all future videos and who knows, maybe videos from the past as well. For this example, cast on multiple of 4 number of stitches. I have 28. Carriage is on the right. We will manually knit long and short stitches. Manually knit 4 long stitches and 4 short stitches across, from left to right. If you are not sure how to do that, please watch my How to Knit Lace Part 1 video where I show this technique in detail. I will leave a link in the description box. Make sure your tension is not too tight when knitting the short stitches. Because we are knitting some rows manually, we will have to often move the carriage across without knitting, and to do that, press both partial knobs on the carriage. Attach the claw weights. You should be able to use 1 per 2 long stitches sections. Now is the time to add the beads onto the long stitches. You don't necessarily have to add beads on them. You can, for example, twist them or do anything else with them. If you'd like to add beads on them but you're not sure how to do that, I have another tutorial where I'm explaining the basics of adding beads into your knitting. I will leave a link in the description box. I am going to try to make this video as easy to follow as possible. So here is a picture with just a part of the chart that is available on Patreon. I'm going to refer to the needles in numbers from 1 to 28 rather than from 0 to 14 from the center. So you can see here how I marked the needles from 1 to 28. I am going to say needle 1 to 4 are working, which means the needles 1, 2, 3 and 4 are working. And 5 to 28 are in holding position, which means needle 5, 6, 7 until and including 28 are on hold. And this is how you will know to count from left to right on the carriage. I really hope this will make sense and it will be easy to follow for you. The carriage can stay in the holding position for the entire sample. So for row 1, we pulled the long and short stitches across and we added our beads. For row 2, needles 1 to 8 are working and 9 to 28 are on hold. Knit 1 row. For row 3, needles 1 to 4 are on hold, 5 to 8 are working, 9 to 28 are on hold. Knit 1 row. Row 4, needles 1 to 4 are on hold, 4 to 16 are working, 17 to 28 are on hold. In order to put needles back in action, we just have to push them a bit. By pushing them now, they will be back in action and will knit. I have now knitted 3 rows on the short stitches section, and the depth of these rows should now be the same with the beaded stitches. Row 5, needles 1 to 12 are on hold, 13 to 16 are working, 17 to 28 are on hold. Row 6, needles 1 to 12 are on hold, 13 to 24 are working, 25 to 28 are on hold. Row 7, needles 1 to 20 are on hold, 21 to 24 are working, 25 to 28 are on hold. Row 8, needles 1 to 20 are on hold, 21 to 28 are working. For row 9, again, manually knit 4 short stitches and 4 long stitches across. This time alternate with the previous row, so where we had long stitches, now we will have short stitches. Add beads onto the long stitches. The idea of this sample is that I have to knit 3 rows on the needles which don't have beads and 1 row on the needles which have beads on. Row 10, needles 1 to 4 are in working position, 5 to 28 are on hold. Row 11, needles 1 to 4 are working, 5 to 28 are on hold. Row 12, needles 1 to 12 are working, 13 to 28 are on hold. Row 13, needles 1 to 8 are on hold, 9 to 12 are working, 13 to 28 are on hold. Row 14, needles 1 to 8 are on hold, 9 to 20 are working, 28 to 28 are on hold. Row 15, needles 1 to 16 are on hold, 17 to 20 are working, 21 to 28 are on hold. Row 16, needles 1 to 16 are on hold, 17 to 28 are working. Row 17, needles 1 to 24 are on hold, 25 to 28 are working. Row 18 is the same as row 17. Needles 1 to 24 are on hold, 25 to 28 are working. You have now completed one repeat of the pattern. If you would like to do another repeat, please go to the beginning of the video and start again from row 1. The number of rows you are knitting on the needles without the beads will depend on the type of yarn you are using, how long your stitches are, and how many beads you are using per stitch. You will have to do a tension swatch to calculate all that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this technique and you will give it a try. If you do, please make sure you tag me on my Instagram. I will leave a link in the description box. My name is Elena and I will see you in my next video.